Well, hello and good day to all of you wonderful viewers out there. It is Thursday, April 15th. I know I'm a little late here, but welcome back to Awesome Joe's Play Back-to-Back Movie Reviews. And today we are, yes, I know it is a little late, but here we are right now. Tomorrow's going to be episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and right now we are going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier episodes 3 and episodes 4. Episode 3 is entitled The Power Broker, and episode 4 is entitled The Whole World is Watching. Now, I talked about episode 1, and I talked about episode 2. I enjoyed both of them. They are fascinating episodes. I really did have a lot of fun with them. And when it comes to episode 3 and episode 4, they go really deep. There is a lot of depth going on in this, and it's something that we have never seen before. Not within the world of Captain America or within the MCU in general. It's great on how they always keep on trying to do newer and better things that cannot really possibly come to mind. Figuring out as to how the story comes into full development, how these certain characters have their own individual characteristics and well performed, played by these brilliant actors and actresses that are selected for these similar projects. And I think that when it comes to episode 3, it feels not just only an episode that deals with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier being its show itself all in general, but also with Baron Zemo coming back from watching him in 2016's Captain America Civil War. Quite normally, they had a bad habit of not bringing back villains. They were either more of like an episodic movie film within their own film, being the villain of the year against our hero of that movie. And then after that, that's it. They're gone. The only successful one that we've ever had is Loki. And but here we are. We're bringing back Daniel Brühl, who's coming back to play Baron Zemo, and we knew it. It was in the marketing towards this show. We saw him in several posters. We saw him in several trailers. Knowing that he's coming back, and even with the purple mask itself, we didn't see him in the purple mask in the Civil War film, but here we are. We're seeing it in the flesh, along with the fur collared coat, and it's just gonna be awesome just getting to seeing that. And is it well delivered? Yes, itself indeed. I really did love the look. I find that Baron Zemo is a very manipulative villain that makes a lot of sense. You know, like for example, one of my favorite villains of all time is Thanos, especially in the MCU. Thanos. Why? Because I understand where he's coming from. I understand his reasoning for doing the things that he does, but he's still a living tyrant, a galactic tyrant that kills and murders just to fulfill his way of life, and that makes him a villain. And so it's sort of the same thing of what's going on with Zemo. Zemo is a villain who's trying to do right. He has the reasonings for doing the things that he does, but he's doing them all the wrong way. And I think that it's just great on how they put all of that into development in the Civil War movie, and now bringing that back, giving us more meaning and more depth to the character. And I really did love that. I really do love a lot about Zemo. Zemo would probably have to be second of the biggest villains of all time. I know I did several years back on one of my birthdays, my top 10 best villains of all time. If I would have known that Zemo was going to be a lot better than what we saw in Civil War, knowing that he was going to be returning, he would have been in that list. Somewhere in that list, I know guaranteed in my top 10 he would. You know, he has his motives. He has a reason for why he wants to be let out, not just to destroy the super soldier serum and everyone who's infected with it, but I find that he really has much more of a story luring in the background, you know, of what's to come for his character. So I really cannot wait to see. You know, even when this series is over with, because we only have 2 episodes left, and I find that he's a very popular character, and I don't really find to seeing that he's going to be getting killed off anytime soon. I think that there is much more bigger things happening for this character since he's so favored right now. He's a very favorable character, very favorable villain, and I really don't see the MCU getting rid of him anytime soon. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I really cannot wait to see. I love villains. I think villains are so amazing. And speaking of villains, we're talking about now the Flag Smashers. Now these Flag Smashers, I can understand where they're coming from as well. They do have their motives. They do have a reasoning for the things that they do, but they're doing them all the wrong way. And you know, ever since what happened with what they call the blip, you know, half of all of existence just vanishing out into oblivion, and now coming back 5 years later, where things have already changed, and now things have gotten even more complicated for the existence of life. You know, trying to adapt into the changes within their time of fading into oblivion. So that's where the Flag Smashers come in. They are your evil Robin Hoods, and they're doing everything that they can possible to help the ones that were in desperate need during the time of the blip. And especially now, when everyone has come back, it makes things more complicated for them, and it puts them on a pedestal, and now they have to fight their way back into being the hero of the day. And I think that when it comes to these group of super soldiers calling themselves the Flag Smashers, you know, I can understand. Their leader is Carly Morgenthau, and I really do admire what she's going through. I find her as a very strong leader when it comes to this group. But you know, something's going to happen down the line as to what's going to happen with this character of the Flag Smashers. I mean, there's so many villains that are going on right now. Even though we have Zemo, and then we have Carly, and now we got we got this mysterious character called the Power Broker. Who could this Power Broker be? You know, this is the huge mystery of this show, is they keep on mentioning this certain character called the Power Broker, who is this individual who funds the scientist who found a way to manipulate the same exact serum that Captain America had back when he was injected with it in the 1940s. So whoever this Power Broker is, a lot of people are scratching their heads and putting question marks and pointing at every single suspicious character that we can think about, wondering if, hey, is that the Power Broker, or is that the Power Broker? We're doing a whole Mephisto thing all over again with the WandaVision TV show, even though that never happened, but we're still in that same circle tradition of figuring out, you know, who is this so-called Power Broker. Some say it could be Sharon Carter, who's played by Emily Van Camp. Oh, I've been waiting for her. I have been waiting to see her, because we haven't seen her since Captain America Civil War, and we've only seen her twice, which is the Captain America Winter Soldier back in 2014 and Captain America Civil War back in 2016. It's already 2021, and now we finally get her coming back. And this is put in after the blip, which is in 2023, or it's going to be 2024 now. But you know, it's like, where has she been? What has been going on? So her character is a big example as to what this show is talking all about. Is because here's Sharon Carter. She is the niece to Peggy Carter, the love interest to the original Captain America. And what Sharon does is she puts herself on the pedestal of putting herself in jeopardy, her entire career working with the FBI in jeopardy, by stealing the Captain America shield and the Falcon suit, you know, in the movie Civil War. And because of that, now she is enemy of the state. And now she's on the run. She's run off to this other country, Madripoor, which is an X-Men reference. And you know, it's like, and so the thing is that she has to do everything on her own. She had to leave the country and do her own thing to build her up. And you know, she wasn't really doing that all that bad. I mean, she really is living in the rich life right now. You know, having all these ancient artifacts, very expensive artifacts, and you know, you would scratch your head and wonder. It's like, okay, how did she get herself in this position? As to how, you know, since she's on the run and she's living in a very dangerous country, it's like, you know, could she? There's a really given fact right there to think that, conspiracy theory, thinking that Agent 13 Sharon Carter is in fact the power broker. So people could still suspect that could happen, because towards the ending of episode 3, you see that Sharon Carter is talking to one of her associates, letting them know that they have a problem and that they'll discuss it on the drive off. And you know, having to hearing that, it's like, yeah, you're a very suspicious character. You know that we love you, and we wonder, please don't be the bad guy of this show. But if you are, then you are really. I mean, right now I'm watching her right now in the show that I'm very familiarized with her with, the show called Revenge, which is an extended 4-season series that was on ABC several years ago. And I used to watch the entire series, and it's been quite a while, but right now I'm watching it on Prime Video, and it's a really excellent show. I really do recommend you guys going to watching it. But you got to really pay attention to it in order to understand as to how the story progresses itself and moves itself forward. Because there's many characters, there's many story arcs, there's many hidden mysteries involved into developing its story. So it's really something that you really got to put a lot of attention to. Because if you miss any little bit of it, yeah, I guaranteed you're going to get lost, and you're not going to wonder, you're not going to even figure out as to what is going on. So, but yeah, I'm familiar with her in that TV show, and I'm watching it right now. And I always thought that it would have been a really great casting choice if I would have seen Emily Van Camp be casted as Captain Marvel. But of course, we got Brie Larson for it, and I love Brie Larson. I think that she's great playing the character. But whenever I see Sharon Carter, Emily Van Camp's character, all I see sometimes, I always say, oh, she would have been so great as Captain Marvel. But of course we didn't get that, and she's just great as Agent 13 because, oh my god, man, because right now it's like when she assists our heroes into going to interrogate the scientists in an empty trailer, she's outside just kicking everybody's ass. I mean, she's not even a super soldier. She doesn't have any superpowers. She has no weapons. She's just literally kicking ass. I mean, that's how badass she is. That's why I love women who know how to fight, because, oh my god, man, was she really kicking ass? And I'm just like, holy cow, girl. Remind me never to piss you off. So it was really great getting to see that. And you know, and just having to say that there's this little joke that goes on towards the ending of that fight, where Zemo, he finds a brand new car, a convertible vehicle, and Winter Soldier gets in the front seat, and you know, Sharon Carter doesn't include herself with the group. You know, she distances herself away from them, and then Falcon sits in the back. And I love this reference when Falcon is asking the Winter Soldier, "You're not going to move your seat up, are you?" And Winter Soldier's like, "No." That's in reference to the little funny bit that we got in Captain America Civil War during the time when Sharon Carter and Steve Rogers, they kissed for the first and only time. So it was really funny, and I remember that moment in the theaters and how everybody, and including myself, laughed, and it was just great. It was a great scene, and getting a little bit of that thrown into here, it was just awesome. I just loved it. They even mentioned the scene at the beginning of the Winter Soldier when Sam and Steve they first meet, and Sam recommends to Steve that, you know, listen to Marvin Gaye Trouble Man soundtrack, you know, and they just talk about how awesome it is and how great it relevates itself within the African American culture, and it's just funny, you know, how they just talk about it, the little conversations that they have, just in reference to the Captain America films, all three of them, and it's all just thrown into there, and it really all fits. It really all connects. Even though Captain America Steve Rogers is not in this, it does connect with those three films. So I really do love it. People would think that Power Broker is, you know, either like this our new Captain America. Could it be? Possibly, maybe so, but you know, it's still down the line. In my last video, when I was talking about the first two episodes, having to finding out that this guy, his name is Wyatt Russell, who is Kurt Russell's son, and I'm just like, wow, I did not know that, and this is the guy that was working alongside with Chadwick Boseman in 22 Jump Street, and I'm looking at his eyes, his facial structures, and I can literally see Kurt Russell. I mean, honestly to God, you can tell. You can honestly tell the resemblances, and it's just great. And Kurt Russell can really act. He does a really great job of playing this character, John Walker. Because from what I heard, Wyatt Russell had to completely delete his social media pages because he's getting a lot of hate from MCU fans, and not because for them to say, "Oh, you're a bad actor." No. They hate the guy because he does a really great job playing the character wanting to replace Steve Rogers as Captain America. That's how good he is, and you know, you can't really give hate to these guys. I mean, come on, he's only an actor. He's not the character, and I know this happens constantly throughout films. When you see a really good actor who portrays the villain and does a really great job with it, they're gonna get hated on. But it's towards the fans and people who admire these villains very much. If you take it wrong to believe that, oh, this guy is great, but I don't really like what he represents, and I hate him for it. No, he's just an actor. He's just doing his job, so don't take it personal. So, but I really do think that he's really doing a really great job, because this character, John Walker, he not only wants to be Steve Rogers' Captain America, he really wants to. He doesn't want to be John Walker's Captain America. He wants people to remember that he is just Captain America from beginning to end, and he wants to be well respected. He wants to be treated like he is top priority, like he is the man in charge, and people are not really giving him that power. Because why? You know, he feels that because he doesn't have the super soldier serum in him, you may have the outfit, you may have the helmet, you may have the shield, but none of that really entitles you to being what Captain America stood for, the original Captain America. Because when Steve Rogers was Captain America, he is Captain America not because of the suit or the shield, but because, or not even the super soldier serum. It's because he had a good heart, he had a good soul, and he was a really great man. And he really showed that, and he really represented his country, the United States of America, and a lot of people really looked up to him. That shield, people, you know, it's a memento. It is a, you know, it is what it is the face of what America really truly is. And John Walker wants that. He really wants that respect. He really wants that mantle of Captain America. But the thing is, nobody's giving it to him. I know in episode 3, he's interrogating a guy, and this guy, he disrespects him by spitting him in his face, and he tells him, "Do you know who I am?" And this guy says, "Yeah, I do, and I don't really care." And I was like, yeah, dude, that, besides him literally spitting you in the face, him saying those words really spit in the face. And I really feel bad for the guy. I mean, I can understand his intentions, but he's really taking everything the wrong way, because in episode 4, he finds one of the serums that Zemo catches Carly with and destroys all of them, and of course there's always going to be one missing. And this Captain America, he finds one of those serums after knocking out Zemo with the shield, and he does his little evil Michael Myers tilting of the head thing, and even when he sees the hidden vial hiding in the corner there, you know, it's just like, yeah, this dude is evil, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, I can understand you want to be Captain America, but there's this thing about you that is just telling us audiences who are watching you that, yeah, there, you know, you have every characteristics of what Captain America would be, but you still don't have that heart and soul, because you believe that what makes Captain America who he is with the super soldier serum. That's not the case. That's something that he needs to learn to understand with. But he does take the serum. We don't see that happen, but you can notice it once when he bashes through doors and bends bars, throws his shield into the wall and pulls it right on out, or jumps out of a 3-story window and lands on the vehicle, not breaking his ankles or whatnot. And it's like, yeah, this guy took the serum, and even Sam notices it too when he asks him, "What did you do?" Because, man, it's just, you know, knowing that he has everything now. But the thing is that this serum, if you want it that bad, it's physically going to change you inside and out, changing who you are and what you are. And because if you see his introduction in episode 2, you see this guy, he's a great guy, waving his hands, smiling at the camera, being a good American figure to enlighten his country that Captain America's back and he's here to be the hero. But now it's like, yeah, he has become the villain. It's like what they say in that little saying in the movie The Dark Knight with Harvey Dent, saying, you know, you can either die a hero or you can live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Because this is exactly what happened with John Walker. And because towards the ending of episode 4, Battlestar, his best friend, gets killed off by Carly, and, you know, he is raged. I mean, like, he is angry. John Walker is so angry, he could physically maybe even turn into the Hulk. I mean, that would be, wow, I didn't even think of that. What if John Walker, since having the super soldier serum and with his rage, he could possibly turn into the Red Hulk? But we know that the Red Hulk is in references to Thunderbolt Ross, who becomes the Red Hulk, who takes the serum himself. Which, in fact, in case we're thinking that, because they say that somewhere in this series that there is going to be a special cameo popping up within this show, somewhere in these next 2 episodes, which is why I'm doing this video right now before episode 5 comes out tomorrow morning. Is that I really do believe that there is going to be a special guest that's going to be popping up towards the ending of this show, opening doors to something bigger. And there are 2 that come to mind. One is, I really do think that it could be William Hurt coming back as Thunderbolt Ross. And because he's been the only villain within this entire MCU who has been interested in that super soldier serum, and he wants to weaponize it and you know, use it to make super soldiers. So I really do think that he is the power broker, and he's going to be popping up towards the end. Now, here's the reason why I think that there is going to be a special cameo from somebody, a surprise cameo. Because they did this during WandaVision. They said that, oh yeah, there's going to be this really cool Luke Skywalker moment when we get this really cool character, excuse me, popping up towards the ending of the series, and it's going to be awesome. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. You know, you were just like scratching your head like, who in the world were they talking about then? So they lied to us. They got us. You know, they're allowed to do that. But here, I think that it's actually going to happen. Why? Here's my theory. If you go through the credits, it's, you know, telling you, you know, directed by, composed by, produced by, starring this character. Because you have this character and that character, and it goes all the way, and you know, you see some similar gaps going on there. You know, it's like some opening positions saying like, oh, okay, this character did not pop up in this episode, so we're not going to credit this individual's name. So it says with Daniel Brawl, and then it says with. It doesn't say and Daniel Brawl. It says with. And now after with, there's always and this special character, this special actor or actress. And I really do think that that's going to be the surprise. That's where that name is going to be at. And this actor. So I really do think, possibly for sure, it will be William Hurt coming back as Thunderbolt Ross, as in reference to the introduction of the Thunderbolts, which is why we got Zemo coming back, because he is a part of that team due to the comic books. And now we think, when scratching our heads, it's like, okay, I think I know who it's going to be. Number 2, I really figured thinking that I'm really thinking that's going to be Steve Rogers, Chris Evans coming back as old Captain America. You know, not grown-up Captain, not young Captain America. No, from another universe. No, we're not really talking about the multiverse in this series. I really don't think so. But from what I know is, I think that old Captain America is going to come back. And why? Because here's what I'm thinking. Okay, if you were to see that last scene between old Captain America and Sam Wilson, when he's passing that shield back over to Sam and saying, you know, it's not, you know, how does it feel? And Sam says, you know, it feels like it's someone else's, and he's like, it isn't, you know, like that. I think Sam is right. I think Sam is saying, like, you know, it doesn't feel like my shield, even though that he is mantled with the Captain America name now, because he does have the heart, he does have the spirit. But I think that these shows that are coming up on Disney Plus, you got WandaVision. You got WandaVision introducing the next team of the Avengers, which is Wicket and Speed, and then also getting the White Vision. You know, even though that he is the same body of the Vision, but the mentality came from the piece of the Soul Stone that Wanda had within her when she developed that television show world. So you're introducing the new set of team of Avengers, and I think that that's what the show is doing also, is that who is that shield going to go to? You think it's going to go to Sam Wilson, because that's you know, it was his. He gave it up. I don't see him taking on the mantle of being Captain America. I don't. I really think that he's just going to stick to being the Falcon, and I don't think that the Winter Soldier is going to take the shield mantle, even though he wants it desperately if Sam doesn't want it. And it's mentioned. I think that the shield is going to go to Isaiah's son, because even though that Isaiah missed that opportunity of being the next Captain America while the original was frozen in ice, I find that, in a sense, his son is going to, you know, gain justice to the family and say, hey, you know what? I think that Super Soldier Serum really went down the bloodline to his son, him being born with the Super Soldier Serum. And I think that the shield is going to be given. Sam is going to give that shield over to Isaiah's son, becoming the new Captain America, but not being called Captain America, because due to the comic books, this character Elijah, his character's name is Patriot, and he does hold the Captain America shield eventually. So I think that that's where it's going to go to. I think that that's what's going to happen. I haven't heard it from any other sources, and this is just my theory that I came up in my head. Because why introduce Isaiah? Why introduce his son Elijah? I have the idea of thinking that's what they're doing. I think that that's what they're doing, because that shield is going to be taken away from John Walker, because yeah, he killed somebody out of rage, out of anger. Captain America doesn't do that. We've never, for the first time ever, never have seen blood splat onto that shield, and for the first time we see that, and it's like, yeah, you are not worthy to being the Captain America and holding that name and holding that shield. So that shield will be taken away from him, and we've seen the trailer to what Episode 5 is going to bring us, and it seems as though, due to the fact of what had happened, Sam and Bucky, they're going to take charge, and they're going to say, hey, you know what? You're not worthy of that shield, and we're going to take it from you. And John Walker's going to be like, you know, I'd like to see you try. And they're going to have this big fight, you know, 2 against 1. Now knowing that John Walker does have possession of the Super Soldier Serum and the Captain America shield, you know, it's like evil Cap, you know. I know they weren't going to do that with Chris Evans' Captain America. You know, they were even in talks of making Captain America a Hydra soldier. And it's like, no. You would really take away the true character of what Captain America really is. And I think that they could have done that with John Walker being a Hydra agent. But it looks as though we're just dealing with evil Cap, and and having to decide who is really worthy of holding that shield. And I think it's going to be Isaiah's son Elijah. So if you haven't heard it from anywhere else, and if it does happen, you've heard it here first. So I have a lot of theories when it happens to these. I think a lot when it comes to these things, thinking like, okay, I wonder what they're going to be doing, and I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right, because if I'm right, I mean, that's going to be freaking awesome. I can foretell the future. So really excited. The episode 5 is coming out tomorrow. A lot of stuff is happening, and can't wait. 2 more episodes to go. Next Friday will be the official ending to the show, and then we're going to get Loki coming out in June, and then Black Widow in July. So many things are happening, and I still got the Mighty Ducks Game Changers coming up. That's coming out tomorrow, talking about episodes 3 and 4 for that one. So my reasoning as to why it took me so long to develop this video and share it amongst everybody is that I have been recently going through some pain going on in my lower body, and I strained a muscle, and I was very incapable of moving and walking. So I had to take a break for a while and try to relieve some of that, to heal, and get back into the habit of talking about movies and TV shows amongst you wonderful viewers. So it still hurts. I'm still in pain, but I'm healing very slowly. I went to the hospital yesterday, and they checked me out, making sure everything's good and ready to go. So taking some pain medications, and hopefully everything comes back into play, because being in pain, it hurts. It sucks. But anyways, you guys, that's my review for I was gonna say Captain America. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What did you guys think about episodes 3 and 4? If you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, feel free to leave any of it down in the comment section at the bottom. I just have an awesome time talking about these episodes, or any TV shows or movies in general, because I love to talk about them, but more importantly, I love to talk about them with you. And don't forget that you can check out some more of my videos. Just look me up on Facebook and on YouTube at Awesome Joe Movie Reviews. Don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button there, you guys. I highly do appreciate you guys helping me out in any way possible. It's a really big hobby of mine, and I really do love doing this and sharing it amongst all of you wonderful viewers. So I'm Awesome Joe. Keep on living the dream, and as always, stay awesome. Thanks you guys once more again, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.